In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using a for loop to execute statements multiple times. I'll create a program that fills a graphics window with a smooth color gradient to demonstrate this concept. A smooth color gradient can be drawn by drawing one horizontal line for each row in the window. The color of each line is only slightly different from its neighbors, giving the appearance of a smooth transition from one color to another. In this example, we'll draw a smooth gradient from black, which is 0 red, 0 green, and 0 blue, to gold, which is 255 red, 192 green, and 64 blue. I'll begin by writing some comments that outline the steps that we'll take to solve this problem. Our program needs to draw one line for each row in the window. To draw a line, we need to compute the amount of red, green, and blue that should be used for the current row, set the drawing color, and then draw a horizontal line all the way across the window. Now that our comments have been written, it's time to write the Python statements that perform the steps. Since this is a graphical program, I'll begin by importing the Simple Graphics module. I will also include a line of code that resizes the graphics window so that it's narrow enough to fit in this video with all of the code for our program. I'll continue by writing a for loop that executes once for each row in the window. A for loop begins with the word for, followed by the name of the loop control variable. Python will store a value into this variable at the beginning of each loop iteration. I've chosen to name the loop control variable row in this program because the variable is going to hold different row numbers as the program runs. The name of the loop control variable is followed by the word in and a collection of values. I'll construct a collection of values by calling the range function. My collection will start with 0, which is the first row in the window, and it will go up to but not include the height of the window. The for loop will run once for each value in the collection. Now we need to compute the correct amount of red, green, and blue for the current row. We'll start this process by dividing the current row number, which is the loop control variable, by the maximum value, which is the height of the window minus 1. Then we'll multiply by the amount we want for each color component in the bottom row. This will give us black in the first row because we are multiplying by 0, and it will give us gold in the bottom row because we are multiplying by 1, and it will give us a color between black and gold in the middle rows as the result of the division increases from 0 toward 1. Once the red, green, and blue values have been computed, we can change the drawing color by calling the setColor function. Then we'll draw the line for the current row by calling the line function. The x values will be 0 and the width of the window minus 1 so that the line stretches across the entire window. The y values will both be the current row number so that we draw a horizontal line at the correct vertical position. Let's see what happens when we run the program. Python begins by running the import statement to open the graphics window, and then it calls resize to make the window narrow enough to fit on the screen with our code. Then Python moves on to the for loop. The getHeight function returns the height of the window, which is 600 pixels, so the range of values that we will be working with will go from 0 up to but not including 600. The first value, which is 0, is assigned to the loop control variable, and the body of the for loop runs. The values for red, green, and blue are computed, the drawing color is changed, and a line is drawn across the current row in the window. We are done executing the body of the for loop for the first time, so Python returns to the top of the for loop to see if there are additional values that need to be processed. Execution continues by storing the next value into the loop control variable and running the loop body. It computes the values for red, green, and blue using the new value in the loop control variable, sets the color, and draws the next line in the window. This process repeats many more times, once for each value in the range. As you can see, the computed values for red, green, and blue are increasing as the value of row increases, and the window is being filled with a smooth color gradient. The final value assigned to the loop control variable is 599. Python runs the body of the loop with this value, computes the values for red, green, and blue, sets the drawing color to gold, and draws the last horizontal line. Execution continues at the top of the loop where Python discovers that there are no more values that need to be assigned to the loop control variable. So Python skips the body of the for loop and goes on and runs the rest of the program. In this particular program, there aren't any more lines of code to run because our program has completed its task of filling the window with a smooth color gradient. This program has demonstrated using a for loop to execute statements multiple times. I hope that watching this video has increased your understanding of this topic.